Okay, welcome back at Titi's House Podcast. This is Cocktails and Conversations, and I got my girls here with me today. Hey. Tiffany to my right and Fisa to my left. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves. Give y'all Instagram, your handle.
I am Tiffany. My Instagram handle is naturally shaped by Tiffany _ and that's me.
All right, snatched by Jesus, but go ahead.
All right.
All right. Snatched by Jesus.
I am Nafisa. My Instagram is QueenFee1213 and also Master Manifestor Life Coaching.
All right, guys. So I wanted to do a special podcast today, y'all. Mm-hmm. Just so that, you know, everyone is always saying it's always women. We never get a male perspective. So I thought it would be a good idea to open it up live so we're on Instagram live, on everyone's Instagram live, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Fisa and Tiffany and myself at Titi's House Podcast. Hey, Sean. So we want to just, let's talk about some conversations about relationships. What y'all think about that?
All right.
So, Fisa, are you single?
I am single.
Okay. So, newly or been single?
I've been single for a little over a year now.
Okay. So, do you like being single?
I enjoy being single. I would like to explore, getting to know a specific person, have a companionship. But I do enjoy being single. It's allowed me to look at myself and work on myself daily.
Okay.
Yeah, until
that's
I transition into, exclusivity.
So nobody, no interest right now. No guy out there right now. Dating is hard. In 2024. It was hard in 2023, but now we're moving into 2024. It's still harder.
Even harder. No potentials.
None of that. Oh, well, after this, y'all, so over to my left is single, y'all. So y'all know, Fisa's single for all the gentlemen out there. And then Tiffany, tell us your status.
I mean, I don't really have a status. I don't like titles. I don't like labels. So, I'm just Tiffany.
Not just, I'm just Tiffany. Okay.
I ain't single and I ain't married.
Oh, you sound like K-Song back in the day. Producer, do you remember that? When you used to say, we don't have no titles? Yeah. It's not no girlfriend. It's not no boyfriend. It's just a friend.
We just doing what we doing. Until we, make something concrete.
Okay.
Just doing what we doing.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that. So I wanted to play a little game. And that's why we have the bowl with the questions, so that we can just pull some questions now out there on Instagram Live. If y'all have some questions, just type it into our live, and we can ask the questions. Tell us or call the number. It's been pinned, so you got the opportunity to call in. Fellas, call in. You guys are always saying that it's always a woman's perspective. So
and y'all say we don't listen.
Opportunity to really listen and comment. What's going on with you guys?
I mean, they say we don't listen, so we giving y'all the opportunity to tell us
what's your woes in dating, right? Because I think women, we have the same woes in dating.
Don't get me started.
Do men have the same woes in dating? What do you think?
I don't know. I think they have a whole other set of issues.
Oh,
because they got like a lot.
What? Tiffany, just Tiffany.
Men got a lot they have to live up to. Like you got me. Like right now, the basic 9-to-5 man is not what's in demand with women. Women want somebody who doing a lot more than a 9-to-5. If we being completely honest, because the 9-to-5 is more likely having a lot more responsibilities going on. So their money ain't gonna go as far as you gonna want it to go.
I'm gonna give a different perspective to that, because a 9-to-5 person can also. Are you saying the 9-to-5 as far as like not having any other streams of income going on?
Yeah, I'm just saying one that's just strictly a 9-to-5, and that's all he does. So
men
if
have
that
to pay
being
for all
the
the
basic
dates.
or average man, he don't have the kind of money to date like most women want to date.
Yeah.
He can't take trips. He can't take time off work.
Oh.
Right. So that's what
way.
I'm saying. So I'm just saying that's a large demographic of the men that are out here dating right now. Most of them can't even afford to date. So,
but they're put on a facade.
But that's one of the things they got going.
Honestly, men that are dating who's more than likely paying for the date if they
The
are
man.
dating? The man is going to
But
have to
I feel
pay.
like- I feel like
so you
even
can't be
too-
out here, fellas, dating a whole bunch of women because
You cannot
It
afford
adds up.
it.
it adds up.
It adds
If you're
up.
going
The
on
average
3
date
days
is
at $100 a date, that's
Yeah.
$300 a week.
Yeah.
And that's a
That's $1,200
mid-level
a month,
date.
y'all.
That's
Come on,
a
break it all the way
mid-level
down.
date. That depends on the type of woman you dating. $100 probably ain't gonna be enough. Not for both of us.
That's true.
That's
So
a
that's
minimum.
what I'm
That's,
saying.
that's just
That's why,
on
man,
an average.
that's-
That's just on
yeah.
an average. You start drinking and conversing, and and some people even say like, are those type of dates even mandatory, like right up front, just to get to know somebody? Because these
Yeah, not
guys
at
are
the
trying
very
to
beginning.
slow roll it, like meeting up at Starbucks. Not that nothing's wrong with that,
Right.
Because it's an investment, and it's not just the responsibility of a man. It's the woman investing her time. It's a man investing their time. So I'm okay if somebody say, let's meet up at Starbucks, or let's go to somewhere that we can cafe intermezzo, something like
a first
Yeah.
date.
Yeah.
A first date.
So you
But
was
the more
okay
you
with
get into
the
it-
Cheesecake Factory, the list that was circulating around?
I don't care. I don't really care for what is. I want somebody who can plan.
Right.
And I feel like it doesn't mean where we go. It's about our conversation. It's about the memory
I
that we're
agree.
creating, like the laughter. The environment, that's a bonus. Just don't ask me to come to your house.
Yeah.
Right.
That-
Tomorrow,
which
I
a
wanna
lot of
cook
them do
for
that.
you.
Yeah,
Like,
and
Or they wanna come to
cook
your
for
house.
you. I want
You don't want nobody
Don't
cooking
ask
for
to come
you.
to no house.
No.
We're not doing that. Like,
I don't know you like that.
right.
So you don't want nobody cooking for you?
I
Not
don't
the first
want nobody-
date.
not the first date.
That's no.
But
no.
even for me, I'm just funny. Even later on, that's not something that's
I don't think you should be doing that
attractive to me, a
if it's your,
man
if
cooking
it's
for
if
me.
it's your man.
Yeah,
and he cooking
even
for you.
still, that's not attractive to me.
Oh no, you don't want him in the kitchen with an
to
apron
me,
on.
It's kind of weird. Now, if you're a
What?
chef by profession and this is what you do, that's different. But
a
if you
man
want to
just
just
trying to
jump
cook
up
for-
and say, "I'm gonna make you something," to eat, I'm like, "No, you're not. Like, what are you doing?"
You
I
gotta
know
see
that's
how
just
what he
me.
working with
That's
first.
just me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I grew up
Okay.
with like 4 brothers, and men are nasty.
Oh, they don't clean.
A lot of them are dirty. That's why I say it just depends.
From a germ perspective.
Yes,
Oh,
from germs.
yeah. I
and
gotta
not
see
knowing
your
all
kitchen
the
first, and
details.
that's for a woman
I need
first,
to know
too.
you really know what you're doing before you jump in the
I
kitchen
agree.
talking about I want to cook for you. So
Yeah.
that definitely
Are
cannot
you washing
be,
your hands?
Right, that definitely can't be
your
a first
balls.
date thing. Like,
Scratching your-
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That can't be no first date thing because I don't know you like that.
Yeah,
my God,
no,
yeah.
definitely
So-
not a
No,
first
I
date.
agree with that, too.
Definitely not a first date. We're
No.
not coming over nobody's house on no first
But
date.
they normally ask that. Like, do
Yeah.
you live by yourself?
Can
No, I
cook
got
for
3
you?
roommates. You
It's the
can't come over
basic
here.
questions that get me. It's what do you do? Because that's reading money. They want to read your salary.
Okay.
What side of town you stay on, which is also going to depict.
Because you got to
Yeah.
be geographically
Right.
enticing for them. That's
Right.
true.
And then what's the other one?
How many kids you got?
Yeah.
Did Lil ask you that? How
Yeah.
many kids you got? Because for one, they're trying to make sure you really a woman.
Oh, is that what it is?
Okay.
Tiffany be having a great perspective that I ain't even thought
Okay.
about. Is that what that is?
Are
They
they
wanna
trying
make
to
sure
make
you
sure
a woman?
you
live in
really a
Atlanta.
woman?
They want to make
live
sure
in
you a
Atlanta.
woman.
Oh, that's a new one.
Oh
but
my
okay.
God. Okay.
How many kids you got? Have you
We
pushed
live in
any out?
Atlanta, right.
So
Did
if
you
she hasn't had
did
any
you
kids,
naturally
she's
give
just-
birth?
Right.
They wanna know.
Can I see your baby pictures? And shit
Oh,
like that?
okay. Oh, they be asking all that. I
They
didn't even
ask
know
stuff
that.
like
Ain't
that.
nobody had no
I
ask.
ain't
Have you ever had that
even-
question?
No,
Oh,
not
wow.
me. But dang.
Whatever. I'm saying we live in Atlanta. That's just realistic.
Oh, wait, hey.
That's a realistic question.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
is. And men
Do
do
you
ask
have
that
children?
now. They do
you
ask.
have kids?
That's
If
true.
You have kids. I get asked if I have kids.
Some of the guys are getting straight to like the sex part of it. Like they find little creative ways to find out, like what your sexual capacity is, like how frequent.
Oh.
Yeah, they're getting right to it sometimes, and it's like whoa. And I'm not saying like right to it, but they'll find a nice little creative way to. Say like, are you like an affectionate person? And then from affectionate, then kind of turns into they want to find out, like
What you
how
like.
quick are you going to give it up, basically.
Right.
So
Oh, wow.
it's a method.
That's
I
what
feel
y'all
like,
doing, producer?
I feel like
said,
it's
"I'm
like
trying to
it's a
learn."
method. It's like a within
Men,
a few
are y'all really
conversations.
out here asking women how frequent they're having sex?
To ask a
When's
single,
the last time? Yeah.
to me, to ask a single woman that's very disrespectful. Because that ain't none of your business.
Yeah, that is not.
Especially if we not like that. Like, why do you need to know?
You'd be surprised.
Or they'll say, when was the last time you had sex?
When was your last partner? So they're trying to find out. It's a roundabout way how they go about, and they just disguise it through their questions. And so they know how to ask some men.
Yeah.
They know how to ask certain questions to kind of identify with what your sexual appetite is.
Wow.
So you got to be on it to just shut it down. Be like, those
None
are
of your
things
business.
that come. No, I don't
that
feel
comes later.
I don't
though.
feel like it's none of your business, depending on when they're asking these questions, because we're all adults.
Thing.
Like if somebody's interested and they have some type of connection and sexual attraction, it's gonna happen. And my whole thing is, it's your approach in getting to that place. If that's your main goal, or if you just wanted to know for informational purpose down the road so that you can know how to show up during that moment, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But gauge that conversation on the comfort of the woman.
Yeah.
Don't just put it out there.
So when somebody asks you, what's your response to that?
I just tell them I just like to go with the flow. I don't really get into the whole sexual, but I have a way in which I divert the questions, and then I will kind of gauge the conversation back to what's comfortable for me, and I just have a crafty way of doing it because I like conversing.
Okay.
It just gives me an opportunity to see like where their head is. So I want them to ask questions because what you ask about is what you're concerned about.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. See, men, are y'all hearing this? Are you guys really out here asking sexual questions? I just read my message. It's
Is
juice.
He said, I'm just trying to figure out why you having cocktails. It's a part of the podcast.
It's cocktails and conversation.
I'm gonna run a mile or two tomorrow.
So come on, let's pick a question, Tiffany. Let's play a game. Let's pick one of the questions that were in the little bowl here.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
I done got caught.
What's the question?
Okay, so this is the question. How do you handle jealousy and comparisons by your partner?
Oh, so what type? Who wrote that question?
I did.
Okay, so what type of comparisons?
By comparisons to other people.
Oh.
Yeah, casual comparison.
So like comparing you maybe to somebody they've dated in the past?
Yes.
So how does that come about? What does that look like?
Comparing you to just other women, period.
Just tell them how it makes you feel. Yeah. And just see what, like, I would.
And these aren't particularly personal questions. These are just questions that we just brought up.
Right,
yeah.
just to put that out there. But
but I'm saying like what type of comparisons? So not for you, but what type of comparisons do you think that men, or women, even women, compare you to somebody?
Men and women do it, but to me it takes a point where you get to it takes time to even have those type of conversations with your partner when they ask you about little things as far as comparing you to somebody they've been with previously and stuff like that. So how do you answer that when they?
Well, I've done that before.
Yeah, see, it's not.
I mean, not comparing, but like saying, I've dated this person and they didn't communicate that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the person you might be with don't communicate as well as the person that you may have been with.
But do you have to make it about the other person, or can you just find a way to say, "Hey, I'm just not comfortable."
That would be the best way to do it.
You know what I'm saying? Because then you don't. I feel like when you introduce your past, it's in the past for a reason. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, depending on the man, they may not know how to take that, and that comparison.
Oh no, they get upset because they feel like
so I wouldn't even compare. I would just say,
but it goes both
like
ways. It ain't
X,
just
Y,
men. Men and women do it to each other.
Yeah.
So it ain't just men, but yeah.
I think a man can't handle it when a woman says.
Absolutely, I don't think it's some. It
you know
depends on how thick
compares
your
them. But women, I think we okay with
the
that.
Conversation though, it depends on the context of the.
It doesn't bother me.
I
like
I'm
be
not compared. Tell me what you want. Use your words like a grown ass man.
Learn how to
tell
communicate.
me what you want. If you don't like something that's being said, tell me, baby, I don't like when you said that. You don't have to let me know that another woman did something better. There are about however many guys before you that did a lot of things different and better than you. But I'm not going to make you feel less than and address those. I'm just going to find a way to talk directly to you to tell you what I don't like and leave it up to you to make the adjustments. And I just sit back and observe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't got to hurt people's feelings. You got to come from a place of love.
Okay. Well, let me pick a question, y'all. How can couples maintain a healthy balance between independence and togetherness in their relationship?
A healthy
balance between
independent and
togetherness. Well, I think everybody should have their, like, although you're in a relationship, each of you should be able to spend time with your friends. I think that's healthy. Some couples, like the one person gets jealous. I don't know. I'm not saying, but I've seen in some relationships where the man might get jealous because the woman is going out, or the woman gets jealous because he's going out with his friends. But I think that's a healthy balance in a relationship, don't you? I think that everybody needs an outlet.
Can I say this? You have to still remain an individual in your relationship.
Absolutely.
Just because you're with somebody doesn't mean y'all mesh, and now everything you do, I have to do, and everything I do, I have to bring.
Right.
It still has to be some individualism, because that's what keeps it interesting.
Right.
I need to miss you at least. Give me half a day to see you later on, and then I'm gonna
half a day.
at least.
Not the whole
Like
day,
I
but
should
half
have
a
to
day.
spend every single day with you, and then anytime I'm ready to go out, you get this attitude because I'm going out. I've been with you for the last whole week.
Yeah.
I can't get a day to go hang out. See, and when to me it's almost like having separation anxiety. It is, because it's like
who gets the
the men and women do this. Men and women do
gets
this.
both sides.
So
Okay.
to me, you have to keep that individualism, because you don't want to lose who you are as a person, because it's a reason y'all came together. So at some point, you're gonna get one or the other is gonna get to a point where I'm gonna get annoyed with you, because now every time I turn around, I see you. Every time I let me breathe.
Right.
So to me,
Unless
it's
that
healthy.
couple likes that type
What's up, Ron?
you know.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
it still gets
But
old at
yeah.
some point.
What's
You
going
need to,
on?
people need to introduce their worlds as
We
individuals
good
to
over
each
here.
other, and they just have to explore and find, ways
A
that they
good
can
balance to
Yeah.
being
Thanks
able to
for
be a
calling
part of
in.
each other and be a part of each other's world, but at the same
so
time
we're here
still be
talking about-
who you are, because that's who y'all
We're
fall in
talking
love with.
about relationships. What you think about
I don't like this
having
side
a
conversation.
a healthy balance between, while you're in a relationship with somebody? What you think about that? Like being independent, being able to maintain your independence as a man. If you're dating a woman, do you think it's healthy for you guys to do things outside of your relationship, or do you think?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I say that knowing my situation.
even trips.
When you're wrapped up into one person and they're not comfortable with you being your true self, and you may not be comfortable with them being their true self, it's destined to fail.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, you gotta, like Tiffany was just saying, that you gotta miss each other at some point. When you're with that person 24/7, like you're not growing outside of your relationship. You're stagnant within, because all you know is this person that you're with 24/7.
Agreed.
What do you think about? Do you think? What about taking trips with
Yeah,
girls trips, guys trips? You okay with that? If your woman is
I think that's necessary too. You set the ground rules. You establish the trust, and you hope that they maintain that trust through the trip.
okay, so you giving the trust until the trust is broken, basically.
Correct.
Okay,
Always. Yep. Always.
that makes sense.
Like, let everyone go on out there, baby.
Go out there, do your thing.
Fun.
Right.
See me
And Ron, you been married before?
Yes, I have.
How long were you married for? Tell
A
him.
little under 10 years, like 9 years and some change.
Okay. Would you get married again?
Hard to say. I would like to, but probably not.
Ooh. So what do you feel like you would just have like a long-term like partnership with the young lady? She reside in her own place, you reside in your own place, you guys do fun things together, travel together, but just no real on paper type of.
Yep, that would be my next relationship goal.
Okay. Is that kind of, do you find that common for like men who've been married and divorced, where they're kind of just wanting to have, that type of, partnership with somebody? Are you finding that to be a common thing after divorce for some of the men now?
That's a good question.
I think it depends on the way your relationship ended.
So if you traumatized, you think?
If you're traumatized, then you're going to be gun shy. So yes, you're going to set all those boundaries in place and refuse to do the things that got you where you are now. I think if you had a healthy breakup and it was mutual and it was a smart thing to do, I think you're more open to starting a whole new chapter, doing it together and moving together forward with no limitations.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that, Ron.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
Thanks for calling in.
Oh, always. You know, we good. You know how we do it.
Yes, always. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
All right, love you. Bye.
I love you too. All right, bye-bye.
All right, peace.
Okay. we got
Pick that
another
question, girl. Let's see.
How can couples navigate differences in value, goals, and priorities to build a strong foundation for their relationship?
Read that one more time.
How can couples navigate differences in values, goals, and priorities to build a strong foundation for their relationship? So, an example, what you may value, your partner may not value. So how do you go about navigating that to have a healthy foundation? Because values are something that, are part of the foundation. So you have to have values, you have to have goals. If you have a partner who has values that are totally on one different perspective than yours, how do you go about navigating that to survive in the relationship?
I think you can help each other. Like my goals may be my goals, but as my partner, you can still support me, although you may not be 100% on board with what I'm doing. I think still having that supportive measure, you know what I'm saying? To be able to say, okay, I don't want this, but she does, so I'm gonna help her get there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
I agree. I think it's about support. You don't have to agree to support. So, yeah, it's about support.
Yeah.
And the
Supporting.
values, does it matter? Like if they have different values from you, like their values may be more around home-based, domestic type things, and your values are more on, success, business
Well, I
development.
think that's where
and-
compatibility come in. Like if you're not willing to compromise with them having such different values, then y'all not supposed to be together. It just might not be your match. But if you're willing to be like okay with them not being at the same area you are as far as your values, then I think you can make it work. But like I said, you don't have to agree to support.
I feel like we have to have the same core values, like family, because
Yeah.
that's important to me.
Right.
Like your family got to be important because my family's important. So that for me, that's like a core value of importance. Your family. How are you with your family, and how much value or how much do you pour into your family? Because I feel like I spend a lot of time with my kids. I like being around them. You know,
Right.
we friends too. Like,
Right.
I need to know that you have that same type of relationship with your kids and your family, your parents, if they're still here. Because I feel like sometimes people, depending on how they're raised, they come in with some baggage, and where you got a good relationship with your family, they
Right.
might not have one.
Right.
So they don't value. You spending time with your kids. Well, you always with your kids.
Right.
Well, damn, because I love my kids. Why wouldn't
so
I
that
be with
becomes
them?
one
But-
of those ones that's
Right.
not negotiable. Like some
Right.
things you ain't gonna negotiate as far as not seeing eye to eye on. Some things you will. So I think it's like what you're willing to put up with.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
because religion is also one. If he's a Catholic, but I'm a
Right.
Baptist,
Right.
it's like, are we gonna meet in the middle and you just do your thing on Sundays and I do mine? And
Right.
we just
Or
be
you
good?
gonna come over here to
or am I the type
one
that I need
Sunday you gonna be
over
here, one
here?
Saturday you gonna be
Hey,
here.
I know a
Right.
couple like that.
Yeah.
One
I
Sunday they
know
go
a
to
few
his
too.
church, another
Yeah.
Sunday they go to her church,
Yeah.
and that's how they. I mean, but you got to be willing to put in the
Gotta-
time and the effort. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to be with this person, you got to make sure that you're willing to say, okay, I'm a compromise, because compromise is a big thing. You got to be able to compromise and say, I want this relationship, so I'm willing to compromise and either go to your church. A lot of women give up their churches to be with their husbands.
With their husband's faith. But to me, that's not being true to yourself. If
No.
that's really something you treasure as an individual,
Right.
I'm going back to the individual thing. If as an individual, I love Allah,
Yeah,
but my husband is Baptist.
Yeah.
So he loves Jesus.
yeah.
Am I willing to give up Allah, and I really love Allah just to
Yeah.
be with my husband because he loves Jesus? So it's like,
Yes,
it just depends. Like if you're willing to give up that part of your individualism,
Yeah, because you gotta some pieces
Some
of you have to
things,
die.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some things
be
are
with certain people.
compromisable. I think it really depends on the person.
Yeah.
And
I
like
agree.
because to me, even when you do give up things like that, you come back and you regret. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's gonna be some type of resentment,
especially when you when you invest so much time.
Yes,
and then at the end of the road, you're like, I lost myself. Absolutely, you lose yourself, right? You lose yourself. Then you mad at them because you lost yourself, but ain't nobody tell you to lose yourself.
Right, you gave it up.
You
You compromised.
That's like
So it
women.
just
Some
depends.
women, to have families, they leave their jobs so that they can start
they
having
give up their
children,
career,
give up their
all that.
careers, and then some of them don't ever go back. And then when the marriage doesn't work, then you're left with no job, no skills,
Starting
nothing,
over.
and you're starting all over in your 30s or 40s. Your kids are grown, and you're like, damn, what did I just do? I just gave up my whole individuality for this person. Was he worth it?
So with that, my revelation is women should focus on their purpose. Men too.
Yeah.
But I think before putting yourself out there to say, I want a husband, I want this, find your purpose first in life, because you may find that when you identify your purpose, you meet this guy, he may not be in alignment with what your purpose is, and you guys have grown all these years together, and then you've just, in your 5th year, you've just realized and are now walking in your purpose, and you're seeing jealousy, you're seeing competition, you're seeing all these non-supporting things, and then it's like, I can't be with you more, and then it's, oh, you went and got this and this, and now you don't want to. No, I just realized that the more I've grown as a woman and I'm walking in my purpose, I'm realizing that our purposes are not in alignment for us to continue a healthy path in a relationship. So I feel like before we start saying, I want this, this, and this, are you walking in your purpose? Like, you know what I mean?
I think you need time to. I mean, I got married young. I was 19 when I got married.
Me
I didn't
too.
know myself. I didn't know what I wanted out of life. I didn't. I wasn't grown. So you just don't know. So you can identify then. And then when you finally get to a certain age and you're like, dang, what am I doing here? Because I don't even like this space that I'm in.
Right.
I don't want to just be a wife and a mother, and I want to do other things. Like you said, I have a purpose too, just like his purpose. He was in the military. So I'm in the background supporting you as you continue to grow in your career.
Right.
And you're building and building. And here I am. I didn't go to college until I was in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to work until my oldest was 15. Like, I was a stay-at-home mom. So you're right. I think once you get to know yourself and understand what we're placed on this earth to do, and then go out there and find you a mate that can really
Because then you
support
will
what you're doing.
align with that mate.
Right.
When you walk
you'll
in your
be
purpose, you're
you'll
gonna
be your highest
attract your mate, and you're gonna attract him at the level in which with your highest frequency.
Yeah, you're at
you
your
know what I'm
highest
saying?
self.
Yeah, why would you want to
meet
be
that
somewhere
right one.
struggling and then say, "Oh, come help take care of me"? So you're just gonna have struggle energy, and then him come in as a savior, and you never really, I go all in the deep end off that, but yeah.
No,
So when you said, was I happy being single? Yes, I am happy being single, because I feel like I want to be fully operating in my purpose before I really just entertain a man on that level.
Right.
Am I getting to know people? Yes, through conversation, but actively dating somebody like a single individual? No. So
Yeah, take time for yourself because you deserve it.
Trust me, I am. 'Cause I'm gonna get it right.
Because you'll get it right, and he'll be out there whenever he'll come when he's supposed to come. Let's just put it that way. Tiffany, pick another question. I don't see how I can comment on here.
Okay. Okay. The question is, when choosing to be exclusive with someone, have you seen this person in all their seasons?
I hear that's very important.
Very important.
I feel like
Very
a
important.
year is, you don't even, I'm going to tell y'all something. I was married for 20 and I didn't know him
I was
at
like, why are we
all.
even saying a time? You just
There's
need to state the scenarios. I need to see this scenario. I need to see this scenario. I need to see this scenario.
Exactly.
A
I
trip,
agree.
you're going to find out how people are when you travel. You're going to find out how people are when you involve money.
Absolutely.
You're going to find out how people are when you get upset or when you tell them no.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I got.
She said, "Forget." You say so. You say forget the seasons.
No,
I need to know.
I need to see certain
Okay.
scenarios. I need to see how you respond.
Well, that's what the seasons are. The seasons
Right,
are
the
how
right.
the
That's,
different situations. That's what seasons means. Like it's that person in different situations with different.
But you could be
things
with somebody
against
for a
them.
long time and never see them in a certain situation.
Some situations just.
I think if
happen.
you're being intentional and you're looking for, like I said, the scenarios, you there are crafty ways how you can bring about a situation, not to be manipulative, but just naturally. If you're thinking about something like, oh, we're getting ready to, we're talking about a trip. I want to see how, whatever that looks like, or I'm thinking about doing some investing. How do you got to throw your fillers out there and see what the response is. That's all I'm saying. So I don't really look at a time. I want to be intentional and get those different seasons, those different scenarios, not out the way, but just I want to be able to see it without wasting too much time.
So you want to see how much if he spends the money, if he.
I'm
saying like if you're going on a trip, you're not paying for everything.
No,
is he willing to pay for some stuff?
It has nothing to do with the money. I want to know how you're going to treat me when you're out of town. Are you one to explore? How are you when we're out? Are you affectionate? Are those type of things? Are you a gentleman? Are we gonna be spontaneous? Are we gonna because you out of town, you're supposed to be living it up, having a good time, having great sex. Are we gonna be arguing? Are you gonna be jealous when you see me out here in this thong with my butt cheeks out? All those things. So not just the money, it's just the out of town vibe, and then being with each other out of town for that many consistent days. If you're fairly new, you know what I mean. Like, how are you going to be with this many days? Like. In the hotel room, waking up together,
I'm sorry, I don't travel with nobody the first year.
Yeah, because traveling, that's a big.
I feel like
that's a big eye opener.
Yeah,
that's a big eye opener.
I don't travel with nobody. After a year, then I'll travel.
Timetables about. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I feel like
I think traveling is a big eye opener of seeing that person all day, all day the whole time you're there.
See that person? You want to wait a year?
So no, I'm not saying I would wait a whole year. I'm just saying that that's when you really see somebody for who they are, because we're not going back to our separate houses when we leave after.
That's what I'm saying.
You're in there.
Yeah,
it's different when you date somebody.
I'm going to see how you are with hygiene. I'm going to see how you are with just downtime. Because you don't see people in their downtime. You see me every time you see me. I'm in between,
or I'm in between.
When I don't, what dog is off and I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm good. Don't touch me. You ain't seen all that yet.
Because you might be moody when you get in bed.
Right.
Oh my God. But it's different.
People wake up differently than they go to bed.
And people are, even though when you're dating somebody, they come to your house, maybe they spend the night, that kind of thing. I think when you're out of town, it's like you're stuck.
You're confined.
Exactly. That's why I can't do it the first year, because you're stuck, and then it's like, damn, I done got the rent a car, he got the rent a car. Like, oh my God, I gotta get out of this space. I can't do it.
So you're telling me you're comfortable with letting a year of your precious time, the one thing that you can.
No, because I'm still getting to know you. Like, we're spending time together, but I'm not traveling. I'm not going out of the country with nobody. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Okay. I got to know. First,
so for you, it's like
I want to go see.
It's a safety thing for me.
I
can't do it.
Yeah, it's a safety thing.
It's safety. For
I don't know.
It
depends on the person and how a relationship is going. And if we don't got like deep into some things, and we don't really got to know each other, it wouldn't take me a whole year. Not if I know I like you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, like, you ain't going past the 1 or 2 months and I don't like you. I'm just like, okay.
Right. That part.
Like, I'm not going to waste no time with you anyway.
Yeah.
But if we made it like 6 months, then, like, let's go do something. Like, it ain't got to be out the country.
Yeah, no, I'm not going out the country. When I say out, I'm not going out the country.
It could be another state.
That's easy.
We can do a little road trip.
Like, it's going to be another country. I'm sorry.
It's going to be baby steps to it.
Girl, it's different.
When they hit the borderline, when the laws start changing.
Yes. And laws start changing.
Wait a minute. We ain't immediately going out the country. We're going to do a couple stateside trips.
I don't care if it's a free trip.
I'm going out the country.
I'm not going to Cancun with you. First vacation. Let's go to Vegas. Let's go to Florida. Let's see how we do in Miami.
Yeah, we got to start somewhere.
I can't do it.
Because it's different when shit get fucked up and you out the country.
Oh yeah.
Because
It's
if we in the States and shit get cut, I just get on a flight and go right back home.
Yeah.
Right. Or
But if we
find
out
a
the
different room
country,
or something,
that means you got to get another.
But
you
if
might
we
have to get
in
another
another country,
room, another country.
it depends on the
Oh, no, I can't do it.
situation, and you got to make sure you got your passport out.
Right.
It depends on the situation. Because I know when I'm out the country, I'm like super vigilant on making sure I got all my documents with me at all times, just in case something happens.
Now, what if he steal your passport?
And he might get. It just depends on who you dealing with. So you don't want that to go crazy while you all the way over there.
Right.
And he don't stole my passport. Now I'm
Then
stuck
you be like,
here.
I ain't even know. I've heard horror stories. I'm with Tiffany. I have heard horror stories about being out of the country with somebody.
Yeah.
Like
And
I
somebody
am
do some
definitely not
foul
being stuck
shit
with
to you
anybody.
because it depends on how they act when you get mad.
Right.
So they might do some
You
foul
might not
shit
even
and your
see
ass
him
is
be
sitting there
mad
like, man, this
in the
man on
States.
left.
Maybe he never got mad, because
It's
y'all
too
never,
much.
you never did anything to get him mad. Now you out of the country and he get
And
mad.
he try
and he
to
done
leave
steal your passport.
Leave your ass in Vietnam.
so done.
Oh my God! In Thailand, you stuck in Thailand.
Look,
you
be
can't
stuck
get a
in
flight the
Bali.
next
Look,
day,
be
baby.
Listen, I ain't going
excited
nowhere.
to be in
I ain't
Bali
going
and get
nowhere
stuck your ass in Bali. Your ass be just sitting there.
Now you
like,
can't be traveling if you're gonna be stuck. Now you gotta be
that's what
prepared.
I'm
You gotta
saying.
hold-
Prepared.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
you know,
Like, I'm
flights
not
don't
going
leave
to-
out every day from
No,
some. Like
I'm
in
talking
Panama,
about as
flights
far as
don't
I'll be
leave
on
out
another
every day.
resort.
I'm talking about
I
just
would
having
upgrade myself so
your
quickly.
just the security of having everything you need, and
Right.
then being
It's like
out
that
the country.
blanket.
There's nobody for you to call other than
Right.
trying to figure out like getting to a consulate or something like that, because he's the only person you know out of the country. So it's a different.
I'm gonna tell
kind
y'all
of-
that happened to
You can
me
be prepared, but
before.
it's a different kind of effect when you are like really somewhere
Even,
in
like
a whole
you just said,
nother
even
country.
being stateside. That happened to
Alone.
me before. I was in Florida with somebody, and we got into an argument. And when I tell you, I didn't even want to go back to the hotel room. I wanted to just leave, and I could not get a flight out that night. I had to wait till the next day. I was like, I got to go get me another hotel. So I don't want to be going through that shit when I'm in a different country. That's stressful.
It really depends on the country.
What if you don't speak the language?
Yeah, don't
You
be
better
somewhere
pull up.
crazy.
You get on Wi-Fi and pull up that Google
Translate.
Translate.
Yeah,
You gonna
translate
say,
app.
when there's
Listen,
a
I
will,
need a
there's
damn
way.
ticket tomorrow.
There you go.
And have them
There-
translated for
there
you,
go.
girl. I
That's
can't
it.
do it. I can't do it. I'm telling you, I'm with Tiffany. I ain't going out the country with you at least for a year. I need to
least for a
figure you
year.
out. And even though because you're getting to know somebody while they're in your space, but when you're in their space and they're in your space, it's easy for them to pick up and just go when they get upset. You can't do that in a foreign country. You're stuck with that person, and you don't know if they
No, I'm
mean,
stuck with
nasty. You don't know. You would hope to have known them maybe before you go out the country. That's why it's
long enough.
long enough time. Let me see you mad. Let me see you sad. Let me see you when things ain't going your way. You know what I'm saying? I need to see all of that, like you said, before we kind of go to a different country. Nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. All right, so what are some common misconceptions about relationships, and how can they be addressed to promote greater understanding and connection? You gotta think about that. Some misconceptions about relationships.
Oh, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, you want me to read it again? What are some common misconceptions about relationships, and how can they be addressed to promote greater understanding and connection? Some misconceptions, things that you
About
may.
relationships. Well,
What do you think?
a misconception about relationships. I guess I don't know. I can't really think of now right off the top of my head a misconception about relationships.
That's something when you think misconception.
What are some things that people often say about relationships that are not necessarily
True.
You know what I'm saying? True. Like right now, the misconceptions is there's pee in the dating pool. Is it, or are you just not in a place within yourself to align with what's for you?
No, there's pee in the dating pool.
I'm just throwing an example to get your mind going.
There's
What are the
everything in there.
misconceptions?
I think
What are the people
one
saying about
is
relationships that not
that you
necessarily
can't-
be? Yeah,
That's true. That's a good
You
one.
can't.
Though.
Yeah.
You
They do say
can't. You can't pray for a good man and say at the same time there's no good men out here.
Oh.
So I think you have to be on one side or the other. So you're gonna get what you ask for. So if you
What
sit
you
here and
put out is
say
what you
there's
get.
not any good men out here, and then you turn around and try to go date and you can't find anybody, you've already put out there that there's no.
And you
good
can't
men
say
out
there
here.
ain't no good men out here, and you in the club every night.
Right.
Where you gonna find them at? You in the club every night.
No, but I'm saying you putting out that you're not gonna find it, so you're not gonna find
Right,
it.
'cause
Because
you
you're
put- you
moving
put
with
it
that
out
aura,
there.
the energy,
Right.
that
You move
negative
with the energy that there's no
I
good
you,
news out
you
here.
put it into the universe. You've
Yeah.
spoken out of your
That's
mouth.
why
But there's a
That's
lot of women that say there's not a good amount of men out here. But
So
you
that's
are
another
not misconception
That's what I'm
because
saying.
you are saying that that's what you want, but you're not ready to receive it because you're still doing. There's nothing wrong with doing your own thing, but just know that. I mean, because come on, we meet men that say they want a relationship, and then when they get a good woman, they don't know what to do with her, right? You're like, damn, you said you was looking for everything that I came to the table with, but you're not ready to receive me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Either because
vice
they
versa,
have,
too.
they might have traumas, they might have different things that they're dealing with, but they think that they're ready. And when you get a woman that you've been asking for, and you get her, and you don't know how to treat her, you don't know what to do with her.
Right.
It's a lot of men that say that. Oh, I'm ready, and they ain't damn ready. Stop saying you ready. Men, stop saying you ready when you're not ready.
Right, please.
It's so stupid because then I
wasting
feel like you're
everybody's
wasting
time.
everybody's
Wasting
time.
No, it's the
Don't
dating.
waste
It's,
my
it's,
time.
it's the. What do y'all think about the dating apps? Like their profiles and how they're putting them.
I'ma tell you,
their
I ain't
best
never been on a
self
dating
out
app
there.
like that.
Yeah, I don't do dating
apps.
apps. I've never done them only because, well, it's not only because, but one of my main reasons is I don't like the opportunity to create the person you want me to see. I'd rather get to know you organically, not from something I read from your bio and you telling
That's a
me.
lie.
Yeah, you're telling me who you are, and then I meet you, and then I have to go through all these hurdles to realize that's not who you are, when I can just meet you organically and get to know you in my own way. Like, I don't like the guided
Do you feel a
part
guy,
of the
or do you feel a
relationship.
person would not be able to do that after organically meeting you and you still have to go through the the route of getting to know them and possibly having that same experience? It's just where you happen to meet them at.
No, because I still feel like time is wasted. Like, if I meet you somewhere and I'm talking to you and you ask me out and I'm like, no, I'm not interested. That's better than me reading up a whole bio on you and I'm seeing what I want to see. And then I take the time to go out with you, and then that's when I realize that's
not you.
To me, that's
an
time I
imposter.
wasted. Rather than me we met somewhere and we started talking and I said, okay, I would like to get to know more about you, and we go out. And then I'm able to keep on engaging whether, I think a lot less time is wasted if I get to decide, not based on what you wrote that sounds good to me, and then I have to find out once I get, with you.
Right. And I feel like, because I've tried the online dating and I have my pros and cons about it, I'm actually looking to partner with a girlfriend of mine to create my own dating app.
Okay. That's interesting.
And have a totally different spin on what's going on right now, but I won't speak about that now. But I do feel like the pros are when people are authentic, which some people are not. It's a way to just kind of get a summary, just like you're looking for a job. If you have a recruiter, they're not gonna go call you on your phone and let you just tell. They want to go, hey, let me see your LinkedIn. They want to get a quick summary. They want to get a snapshot of what they're dealing with so they can know how to move forward if you're the right candidate. Same difference in the dating apps. It's just a summary. It's up to you to lead with your discernment after reading the profile. It's just a way to entice you, more like a sales pitch. Like, hey,
yeah, that's the part that I don't like. That's the part I don't like. I don't want to
That's
feel
that
like I'm being
gibberish.
sold on somebody.
Right.
I just prefer organic experiences when I meet somebody. Like, I guess I'm just old fashioned. I'd rather just meet you somewhere, like run into you and we have a conversation and then I'm interested. I just don't like the part of it being set up.
look at a picture. I gotta like.
Yeah,
you,
I just don't
got
like
you.
the organization of setting somebody in front of me. I'd rather it just happen, because I'm old fashioned like that. I'd rather feel like the universe sent me and you here. We're having this conversation, and this is where I'm supposed to be. Not I'm flipping through something and reading stuff and I like what this says, but then now I got the thing in the back of my head. Anybody could have wrote that.
Yeah.
So it's more of an investigative process to me once I'm doing it that way, rather than I'm talking to you and I can feel if this is something I want.
Well, you still gonna talk on the phone.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just a little extra info that possibly may
but
you
that's
have to
the
find out,
difference.
but
I'd rather just find that out organically than it being set up for me. That's just how I am. I just don't want it. I don't like the part of it being organized.
That's respect.
Well, people organically can say that they're one person and not be that person.
Yeah. But that's why I said it comes with the energy of it and the words behind it. And then, of course, you still have to have time to get to know if this is really who they say they were.
Right.
Yeah, that definitely still going to take time. You ain't going to see that from one conversation.
That's true.
Or one encounter.
Lisa, pick a question.
Let me pick a question. What's the craziest thing you've done in a relationship? Well, how do you define crazy? Your crazy may be something normal to somebody.
So what's your crazy look like? Let's just put it there. What does your crazy look like in a relationship? So crazy things that you may have done.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Really?
In a long time.
Please don't take me there, people.
Because I don't even know how I got out of ever getting there again. Because it's a couple instances where I should have got crazy, and I just was just like.
I don't even see you getting crazy because I don't even get
in my early 20s. That's what I'm saying. I don't even get mad like that. But in my early 20s,
getting upset.
The only time I nearly lost it was when a guy that I was dating. I was working, he was working, but he was like a HVAC guy, and I was working in corporate America. I went to work, came home early, and there was a girl in the house.
Oh.
And we lived together.
Me and y'all was living together. Oh my God.
So, and this was my early 20s, but I've never gotten here before, but I should have gotten here before. I mean, again, since. But this was the first instance where something like this had happened to me. And I came home and the girl was in the house, and the girl was a girl that I saw we both saw at Red Lobster the night before.
Oh, so y'all was on a date at Red Lobster.
We went to Red Lobster to eat together, and she was a waitress.
Wow.
And when she came up to the table, she said his name, like, hey. And he was like, hey. And I asked him, I was like, who is that? He was like, somebody I knew. So when I come home the next day, she's at my house. Oh. So I was like, I lost it. I ran to the kitchen, grabbed the knife, and I said, bitch, if you don't leave, you're going to leave in pieces.
Oh, not in pieces.
Why her? Why not the guy?
No, I still got to him too.
Yeah, because
get out of here.
No, it's the reason why it was her too, because she saw me the night before, and she knew that we were together.
She might have thought that you was just,
she knew that we were together, and the fact that she knew that we were together, it was why her too.
Yeah.
So
I was like, I'm gonna cut you in pieces and him in pieces. Ooh, I can't see.
And I have never gotten to that point again, because even I didn't recognize myself.
Yeah.
Because I was just like after I did it, and then I was going at him.
You have to internalize. You have to reflect.
I don't even remember how he stopped me, but he got me calm, and then I was just like,
yeah. You gotta.
I ain't never did nothing like this. So then, the next day, I took all his clothes, cut them up, and put them in the washing machine, and I poured bleach on all of his clothes, and I left.
Wow, you did that, Tiff? I can't even see you doing that because you're so calm.
I know. I've never
take situations to bring the calm.
I'm gonna tell you.
Because, like I said, I had never seen myself like that before.
Right.
So, and it scared me.
But you know what? It scares you because
it scared me
you realize that that's just not your personality.
Yeah, I had never been there, and the fact that he got me there, I was like, I will never let nobody pull this out of me, and nobody has ever did it again.
That's true, because it changes your character as a person. I know. I mean, I've done some. I ain't too proud of some things I've done. I've done some stuff in my past. And, I had to self-reflect on that and was like, "Girl, what you was doing?" But people can take you there.
Yeah.
Just because if somebody's asking you questions and you still not being transparent, you know what I'm saying, then I'm gonna have to do what I need to do because I ain't feeling safe. Right. So I might follow you. I may follow you somewhere. I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling. But if I have to feel unsafe, and in order for me to feel safe, I need to do what I need to do, then I'm sorry. I'm just going to invade your privacy and do what I need to do.
But let's talk about that. You said invade their privacy.
Yes.
Well, she
Because-
says privacy. She mean as far as following you.
I'm going
going
to follow you.
somewhere.
I'm going to do whatever I need to know. I need to know what you're doing because I'm asking you and you're not saying.
Delcey.
Yeah, I'm the crazy Latina. Yes, I will do that.
No.
Yes.
So what about being able to just say, after me not knowing, over a series of you asking and then them not being able to deliver, setting a boundary to say, at this point, I'm just gonna have to walk
I did
away.
do that after.
Because when
After,
I see
but that was
you
already
willing-
afterwards. I'm like, I need to know. Because, sometimes it's hard to walk away from a relationship that you've probably been in for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for me to say, okay, I've seen it, now I can move on. I need to see it. Let me move on. If I see something. And if I don't, then I'll be like, damn, I'm a fool.
So you want to validate.
I want to
what you're
validate my
feeling.
feelings.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like intuition is something that, we have. And your intuition may be telling you one thing. You should always believe it.
So is the visualization helping you to have that closure moment?
Closure, yeah.
Or to validate like your intuition. You have to have
I
your intuition
need to validate
validated.
my intuition and then be able to give myself closure because you've seen it. So you're like, dang, okay, now I see what's going on. Now I can walk away.
You gotta
and
see
I
it for yourself.
I gotta see it for myself, and then I just walk away, and it's quits after that.
Okay. Well, you said invading my privacy. I was like, wait, what? I'm be
I
like,
may have
wait,
to.
what?
I mean, anytime you following
What?
somebody or
Delcey,
trying to see what they're doing, you
no.
might have to do some things. I've had to self-reflect on
If
stuff
I
like
gotta do I
that.
don't want to be with you. I don't. I'll be like,
So you've never wanted to know.
I mean, when I was married, I wanted to know, but damn it, I was married. I don't want to know for somebody I'm dating like that. If I gotta feel like that, I will walk away. I've been through so much. I will just walk the hell away. I'm tired. I don't want to. That's why I'm still single. Because when I see things and I've observed and I look at patterns, I don't just, I'm done. I like to see the behavior. I want to see the pattern.
That's important.
And I want to talk about it with you. And if I feel like this isn't a good fit, I'm going to say, I wish you well on your journey. I don't feel like we are in alignment to pursue.
Girl, you grown.
Delcey, I've been married twice, divorced twice. I ain't
So you grown. You like, I'm not playing them games.
I'm not. It's draining. For one, you're talking about your health, your mentality,
your mental health,
just your energy. I'm not gonna bring that type of energy into my. I just
I
don't
agree.
want to.
I mean, it
'Cause
takes a
it'll
lot
have
of
you
self-reflection
back
to-
crazy.
Honey,
Girl.
it takes a lot of self-reflection.
I can't. I don't want
said,
to
"I
be
can't."
bothered. Because if you feel like you want to be that man and you want to play those games with me, then you
But
don't
see,
value,
people
you don't
aren't-
value me enough, and you don't know
value
who I
me.
am.
And then
so I'm gonna show
just
you.
be transparent because some women can just really say,
People don't
hey,
want to be transparent.
They don't.
'cause
They
scared.
want to lie because they want to keep you
They scared.
and still be able to do what they want to do. It's not
It's
fair to
selfish.
you.
They
for
want their
somebody
cake
to-
and eat it
They want
too.
their cake and they want to eat it too. That's not fair. That's not fair for somebody to treat you that way, especially when you're saying, hey, I need you to validate my feelings. You don't want to do it, I'm going to validate my own damn feelings and then I'm going to move on.
Yeah, because what you here for if I can't get that from you?
Exactly. So, all right, Fisa, get a question. Next question. Producer, how we doing on time?
It's 5:10.
50 minutes.
Oh, just because you got somewhere to go.
Okay.
53 minutes.
Okay, so
Does-
we'll make this the last question.
Does your partner's or potential partner's childhood upbringing matter?
Oh,
Yes,
so
the hell it does.
why do you think?
It matters because I need to know what you have dealt with. Now, I would say it matters because I want to know you as a person. That's just for one. If I want to know you, I need to know about your childhood. Two, it's going to help me know you on a more intimate level to be able to experience your life from your view, from your lens, and me identifying like what your trauma was. So people have trauma, they don't want to talk about it, especially some men and some women. I won't just put
That
on the
need
men.
counseling and don't.
Yeah, so if you
From
but
their
then
childhood.
some
It's
people
sad,
won't even
but-
tell you all of their childhood. They'll just tell you the good parts of it. But it is helpful to know because I feel like your childhood, everybody's been traumatized at least 3 times as a child, a teenager and as an adult.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would just want to know from the base, from the beginning, what have you been through?
Yeah.
So that it'll help me be able to understand how to love you.
And how
So
they
that
communicate,
way,
because
if
it
you-
does determine their
Yeah.
character, how they communicate,
Yeah.
if they're intentional or not. All those things, those are all factors that someone's upbringing can
It helps
really.
you understand the
Yeah.
person, because
I agree.
trauma shows in how you think, how you respond, the type of jobs we have, based on all on our trauma, know. So if I know that about you, it'll help me know you as a person. When I hear you say something or when something triggers you, I'm not going and getting in my feelings, because hey,
Right.
I understand we've already talked about it. You said that you've dealt with that from your past, so then
Right.
it then helps me say, you know what, I'm gonna love you through this moment, because I know that we've already discussed this, and I'm not gonna act like this is something brand new and be
Right.
like, why are you, and just say, hey, and then how can we get through this, because we can't keep using it as the reason either.
Right.
We need to be able to talk about it to where you can see yourself elevating from that trauma and then maturing through that hurt to where you're not that person, men or women, is not operating from that trauma,
Right.
but now learn from it, have grown from it, and in a different place.
Yeah.
To where
Be
they're
able to
not
move
triggered.
on.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, with their childhood traumas that haven't had therapy and really need it, it's never too late to get therapy for whatever you've experienced in life. You know what I'm saying? Even for myself, when I went through my divorce, I had to take time to really understand what I wanted, what my next steps were going to be. And I stayed single for like 3 years. I was just like, I don't want to be with anybody. Because I felt like I just wasn't ready. I had to heal from my experience of what I went through in my marriage to be able to move on and say, okay, now I'm healthy enough to accept someone else in my relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
I agree with that. A lot of people
matters.
walk around here with childhood traumas.
It matters. I think it matters greatly, because it tells you who you're dealing with. Because a lot of people have mommy issues, daddy issues, separation issues.
Yeah.
And anxiety and all of that, and people don't recognize that a lot of what you're dealing with is based on what you grew up with, and
Right.
you never acknowledged it. You never felt those feelings. You push them
Right.
back, and you just because mainly with women, all we know is we're supposed to be strong. We ain't supposed to dwell on the things that happen. We're just supposed to be a strong Black woman. But it's a lot of things we don't deal with that show up in adulthood that came from those childhood traumas.
And it determines who you pick as your mate too.
Those
Absolutely.
trauma bonds.
And if you haven't forgiven, those same generational curses will continue to show up based on what you have not healed from
Right.
and forgiven. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this was great conversation. What you think,
was.
producer?
Yeah, it was good.
Great conversation with you ladies. I appreciate y'all coming out and being on the podcast with me this Sunday.
thanks for having me.
And remember, follow us on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And we will see you next week.
Have a good one.
Thank you.